Hello all, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel, which deals with circuits and control theory. Before peeping into the PPT or the session, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. So, coming to the circuits and control theory, first we'll see what the basics of what is a circuit. Okay, a circuit is nothing but it is an interconnection of some electronic components such as inductors, resistors, capacitors, transistors, diodes, silicon control resistors, batteries, current sources, voltage sources, like that in the form of a loop, closed loop, which will allow the flow of current. Okay, so circuit will have all these components present and it is connected in the form of a loop. So again, this circuit, if you just see, we have so many components like inductors, resistors, capacitors, battery source, like this. We have so many. Okay, so these components are divided into two types: active components and passive components. So let us first analyze what is meant by active and passive components. Active components are nothing but the components which will deliver power in an electric circuit. Okay, for a finite duration of time. Okay, if it is delivering some power, then it is said to be the active circuit. Coming to the passive circuit, it will not deliver any power. Instead, it will absorb the power and it will convert that power into heat or store in the form of electric field or magnetic field. This is said to be the passive components. So here, if you just observe transistor, diode, LED, photodiode, integrated circuit, operational amplifier, 7-segment display, battery, all these are categorized as active components. Whereas the passive components are nothing but resistor, LDR, thermistor, capacitor, inductor, switch, variable resistor, transformer, all these are categorized as passive components. So these components, the active components will deliver power, whereas the passive components will absorb the power. So this is the difference between active and passive components. Coming to the sources. So as I've already mentioned, we have a battery source, okay, or it can be called as voltage source, or it can even be the current source. Okay, so here we have two different types of sources. Those are said to be the independent sources and dependent sources. Independent sources means the value of that particular source will be fixed. So if you just see here, this is nothing but the independent current source. This is nothing but the independent current source. It means that the value of the current at this in this current source will be fixed. If I say the current source value here is 2 amperes, it will be 2 amperes only. In the same way, this is nothing but the independent voltage source, where this independent voltage source will have the fixed voltage. Voltage is generally measured in terms of volts, so the voltage here will be 5 volts. If I say it is 5 volts, then it will be fixed as 5 volts only. Okay, the values of this independent current source or the independent voltage source will not change. Whereas these two are considered to be the dependent sources. Okay, so the one with arrow is said to be the current source, and the one with plus minus sign is said to be the voltage source. So here, as the name suggests, dependent. So the value of this current source will depend on some other parameter in the circuit. Okay, so if it is depending on some other parameter of the circuit, then the value of this dependent source will change with respect to that parameter. So this is said to be the dependent current source, whereas this is said to be the dependent voltage source. So as the name suggests here also, this voltage source is depending on some other parameter in the circuit. Okay, so this dependent sources are of each are of two types. See, if you just observe here, this is nothing but the voltage source. See, the one with plus minus sign is said to be the voltage source, and the one with arrow is said to be the current source. So if you just observe, this is, and the symbol, if it is a independent source, then the symbol will be a circle. Okay, if it is a diamond symbol, then it indicates that it is a dependent source. So here, these two are said to be the current control sources, and these two are said to be the voltage control sources. What do you mean by current control source, and what do you mean by voltage control source? Okay, coming to the current control source, it means that the current, this is nothing but the voltage source. Okay, so this voltage, the value of this dependent source will depend on the current. Okay, if this voltage source value is depending on current in the same circuit, then it is said to be the current controlled voltage source. Okay, it is a voltage source, but what is controlling? Current is controlling this voltage source. In the same way, here with the arrow, as I've already mentioned, with arrow it is said to be the current source. And here you can see, you can identify that it is a diamond shape. So this indicates that it is a dependent source. And here, since I have the arrow, it is nothing but the current source. And if you just observe here, the equation given for this is I is equal to K into Ix. It means that the current value there is depending on I always indicates current. Okay, so it is depending on the current in current in the same circuit. Okay, so if I have to determine the value of this current source, then I need to know the other current in the same circuit. Okay, so that is the reason it is current source, but it is controlled by current value in the same circuit. So it is said to be the current controlled current source. Okay, so this is said to be the current controlled voltage source, and this is said to be the current controlled current source. In the same way, we also have voltage control sources. Okay, so if you just observe here, I have a voltage source. Since I have plus minus symbol here along with the diamond, it is a dependent source. And here I have a diamond with arrow. So this is said to be the current source. But as it is enclosed in the diamond, it is it indicates, the symbol indicates that it is the dependent source. Okay, so if you just observe here, the voltage value V, generally the voltage variable notations will take as V, and for current will take it as I. So if you just observe here, V is equal to K into Vx. Vx is nothing but the voltage in the same circuit. Some other circuit will have, see, this might be connected to some other component. So the voltage Vx is nothing but it will be the voltage value in the same circuit. Okay, so if I have to determine determine the voltage value here, then I should know the voltage Vx. Okay, so the voltage value here is depending on voltage in the same circuit. So this is said to be the voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, then comes voltage controlled current source. So as I've already mentioned, this is nothing but the current source. But if you observe, the value of this current is depending on Vx. Vx is nothing but voltage in the same circuit. So this is said to be the voltage controlled current source. Hope this is clear to you. We will see other components in our next lectures. Thank you.